Hello everyone and welcome back to the SN Craft. Now I know a lot of you these video to sleep. So before you drift off, I thought it would be a fun idea. If everyone could leave a comment.to let me know where you are listening in the world. Also like and subscribe if you are enjoying the episode. Right, let's get comfy and relaxed and let's. First story is telling my SIL that her opinion isn't more important than mine. So a bit of context, I, 24F, am getting married in September. I love that month since it's kinda between summer-fall-ish. Anyway, my fiancé, 29M, proposed to me last December, on my birthday. I've met his family countless of times, my future MIL, FIL, and SIL. They are all very cordial and friendly. Well, this mess started when I began organizing my wedding, which is very tedious but really exciting. We hired a wedding planner to see how we could mix our tastes and hobbies. He's a bit of a data computer nerd in coding, I call him my little hacker, and he loves the Matrix movie which I still haven't seen. Anyway, we wanted to add little quirks whenever we could. Maybe some comp numbers and some Matrix references hidden in between our wedding invitations decorations. I am a fan of Breaking Bad, a nerd when it comes to the Oscar race movies since I was little, and Ariana Grande, I know. It's been so fun to see how we can mix it all together. Well, last week, I invited over my mom, my future MIL, SIL, and both of my sisters to our third wedding planner meeting. They saw all we had done and found it cute. I made sure that those little things were hidden well enough to not be seen quickly, but could be pointed out. My SIL out of nowhere says that we should cut it, that it's too tacky. My fiancé explains that we had both discussed it and loved the idea. She doubles down and says we should be more classy. Girl, I looked at her, said that these clues were not only hidden but would only appear on our wedding invitations. She looked at me so crazy. Like, she couldn't believe I said that. She said she was just looking out for me. She went on to say that we shouldn't have chocolate cake, it should be strawberry. How my dress shouldn't be princess cut since it's too 80s. How I should dye my hair brunette because it fits my face. At some point it started sounding like orders. I looked at her and said, well, everything you just said I should change, I really like, so it's staying. Period. I think it would have been better if I had cursed her out. She didn't speak again, but by the end of the meeting she pulled my partner aside and, according to him, demanded that I respected her more and her opinions, since her dream has always been to plan a wedding and I would be her future sister, so I should not place her aside. What? I mean, maybe. She's like super offended right now, and my partner suggested that I should maybe apologize. At first I was like, there's no way I will, but am prone to act a little immature, and I wondered if I actually went too far. Second story is skinny dipping. Booked a private house on the coast for our daughter's first birthday. Large lot, huge garden, plenty of greenery around the perimeter, so it feels very private even though there are neighbors on both sides. My husband and I wear swimsuits when we go down to the ocean, since other properties around ours can easily see down into the water, but if we're using the private pool then we just strip down naked. We've been here for several days and the houses on either side seem to be empty, but now it's the weekend and we can hear that the house on the left has people in it. We saw a woman with a 5-ish-year-old boy standing on their dock looking at us when we were in the ocean, clothed in swimsuits at that time. We waved but she turned around and walked away. Not sure if she ever saw us. This is a super private area, so we have been the only ones in the water. She was the first person we've seen since we arrived 4 days ago. Anyway, this afternoon we got a message from the host saying that the host of the house next door contacted them saying that their guests are unhappy that they saw us naked while we were using our pool. Like I said, there is thick greenery around the perimeter. I can't see into their yard and I don't think they can see into ours either, at least not easily. It seems to me that they would have really had to be looking hard in order to see anything, and, in my opinion, if they're not happy with what they see then just, don't look. It's not like we're being lewd or doing anything sexual, we're just swimming. Our host has been understanding and said they just wanted to give us a heads up about the communication we received. It seemed like they were basically saying, hey, not sure if you are aware that people can see you, but apparently they can. Just in case that bothers you, but they didn't say we had done anything wrong or that we needed to do anything differently. Third story is saying no to extra kids. My partner and I are throwing our son, John, an 8th birthday party today. Travis, one of John's friends at school, was one of the kids whose parents didn't RSVP until a day before the party. After a gentle reminder, we were waiting for their reply. Travis's mom, Renee, accepted and said that Travis would be there, with his 2 brothers, and to let her know if that's not okay. Had they given more notice, this wouldn't be a huge issue. However, my partner really throws herself into these parties for our kids, and we budget really strictly because, well, we all know the rising costs of life in general. We have what's needed for the kids coming, really, nothing extra, no one else cancelled. My partner came to me yesterday afternoon and asked me, is it harsh or unfair to tell this woman her 2 additional kids aren't able to come to our party? I, now feeling harshly, said no, it's not okay, we aren't a daycare. Travis's brothers, 6Y and 4Y, aren't even old enough to hang with these older kids, and John has not once mentioned anything about these little guys. We discussed a little further and decided, regardless of having enough food, candy, cakes, etc., our house is going to be crammed, and we are hoping at this point the weather holds up to even be able to take the activities planned to the park nearby. Huge chance we all get stuck inside. This morning I messaged my partner, seemingly using AI. Her initial reply was obviously her between spelling and grammar, but this morning was using em-dashes and perfect cadence for a robot, to decide Travis will not be at John's birthday. She said they all attend parties together and that Travis isn't comfortable going without since he never has without them all. Her message: we attend parties as a family, all 3 boys plus mom and dad for a total of 5, we're not dropping off just yet, and since we're not all attending we're more comfortable staying home, which confused me because she never mentioned mom and dad coming with. We want to know, are we the assholes here? John now goes without his friend for his big day, and this is a small town. Renee is going to tell other parent and surely make us look like the bad guys. Fourth story is not reminding someone about something important after they brushed me off earlier. I'm 25 years old and have a coworker I work with pretty closely. She's generally nice, but she can be pretty dismissive when she feels confident about something. A couple of weeks ago, we were both involved in a project that had a deadline with a specific requirement that's easy to overlook if you're not used to it. I've dealt with it before, so I mentioned it to her early on just as a heads up. She kind of waved it off and said she already knew what she was doing and didn't need help with that part. It wasn't rude exactly, but it was pretty clear she didn't want input, so I dropped it. As the deadline got closer, I noticed she was still missing that requirement. I thought about bringing it up again, but I didn't want to come across as pushy or like I didn't trust her to handle her own work, especially after she had already brushed me off the first time, so I didn't say anything. When the project was submitted, that exact issue caused it to get sent back for revisions. It wasn't a disaster, but it did create extra work and some stress for her. Afterward, she realized I had mentioned it before and asked why I didn't remind her again when I saw it was still missing. I explained that I didn't want to overstep after she made it clear she didn't want input. She said there's a difference between respecting boundaries and just letting someone mess up when you could easily prevent it, especially since we're supposed to be working as a team. Now things are a bit awkward, and I'm starting to wonder if I should have just said something again anyway. AITA for not reminding her a second time. Fifth story is going on a day trip without my daughter. This past Thursday, my daughter, 17F, and I had plans to go on a day trip to Boston, but our sewer line backed up. My husband, her father, had work, so I had to deal with the sewer issue. We had both been looking forward to Boston, so we were both quite disappointed. However, my daughter felt that her dad should have taken off work to take care of the sewer line so we could still go to Boston. I told her we would just go the next day, and she reluctantly agreed to it. Yesterday morning, when she woke up and came downstairs, I asked if she was excited for Boston today. She said she wasn't anymore, and is making plans with her friends. I was disappointed, but then I decided I would still go by myself because I had been looking forward to it. When I continued to get ready, she asked what I was doing. I told her I was still going to Boston. She got upset and said I shouldn't go without her. I told her she was still welcome to join me, but I was going to go whether she wanted to join me or not. I also offered to bring one of her friends with us if her parents were okay with it. She declined that offer and decided to stay in town and do something with her friends. She complained to her gran, Maya Mael, and her aunties, Maya Siels, and they think going without her was harsh. They said I could have done something else for myself instead of going to Boston without her. My dad said I was right to stick to my plans, and that my offer to bring one of her friends with us was generous. My husband is on the fence. Sixth story is my mom is upset with me for giving my boyfriend a TV. Last night, one of my relatives had a huge birthday celebration and my entire family and I were invited. My family extended the invitation to my boyfriend of 1.5 years, so he attended as well. During the party, they were giving away raffle ticket prizes and the grand prize was a 65-inch 4K Fire Insignia TV which ranges from about $200 to $300. I won the TV and very excitedly gave it to my boyfriend as he kept saying throughout the entire night that he really wanted to win the TV, especially because he didn't own one. I gave him the TV and told my family I'm putting it in my boyfriend's room. Fast forward to just this afternoon, an hour or so ago, my mom called me asking why I gave my boyfriend the TV and did not bother to initially ask her or my dad or my aunties if they wanted the TV. I told her that my boyfriend does not have a TV and that everyone in my family, including me, owns one, and my boyfriend really wanted it. If my grandma did not have a TV, I would have given it to her before giving it to my boyfriend, so I literally gave the TV to my boyfriend because he's the only one who does not have one and he really wanted it. She kept saying that I should have asked for permission to give my boyfriend the TV and I should have asked in the first place even if everyone in my family owns a TV as a sign of respect. I then proceeded to reason with her and said, why should I ask for permission to give away something that I won? It's literally just a $300 TV. $300 is still a lot, but I know that the TVs my family own are way more expensive than that. She said I was being disrespectful answering her back like that and reasoning with her, and that I shouldn't have given my boyfriend the TV without consulting my family first. That she is more upset by me not asking than the fact my boyfriend has the TV. She then implied that when it comes to decisions like that, I should always ask for permission first, which made me even more upset because it seems like I can't have a say when it comes to even the smallest things in my life. And when I do stick up for myself, I am being disrespectful. So, Ida. When it comes to disagreements like this, I feel like I can sort of see my family's side, but I genuinely can't on this one. Mom is upset that I didn't ask my family if I could give the TV I won to my boyfriend. Where I live it is normal for large Asian households, I'm Filipino, to live in a big family house. I live with a couple of my aunties, uncles, and my grandma in our family's main house. I do not live with my parents anymore, and they live in an apartment. My family is also quite traditional and religious as I'm not allowed to move in with my boyfriend before marriage. I am currently ending the first year of my MA program, 1 out of 2 years, and am planning to marry my boyfriend within the next 2 years after I graduate in 2027. He's working full-time while I work part-time, and we both agreed this was the plan. I just wanted to add that I am financially indebted to my parents as they pay for my education and car, and well my auntie does not charge me rent. So I know as long as I am not financially independent, I don't have full control over a lot of things, but is that reason enough to ask them if I can give away something I won and that they all have ownership of TVs? Please let me know, I am genuinely so confused.